Video 2. Let's get into this cut. Right here, I'm just draping my client, getting him ready. And to start with this fade, I'm gonna comb everything out and I'm gonna go in with my 2 guard to establish my first foundation. And after you're done with your 2 guard, you get your clipper comb and blend in the top line. And once you got your foundation, you could put in your bald guideline. And once everything's cleared up on the bottom, you could go in with your first guideline, which is going to be the open lever. And depending on your client is how high you'd go up with your guidelines. For this client, I felt like it was good to space out my guideline. And to blend in your open lever, keep your steps simple. You could start with the trimmer, that way you're taking out the bald line first. And right under the trimmer line, you could go up with it closed. And you see I slightly adjusted my lever halfway. That way it blends up anything higher in the guideline. And right above your first guideline, I went with my 1.5. That way it blends right into the 2 that I first started with. And right under the 1.5, we're gonna go with our 1. So we blend down and then we blend up. Here's the 0 guard. As you see, I'm blending down 1.5, 1, and now I'm at my 0. And since the 0 guard isn't going to get out the line, going with what you created for the first line, which is the open lever, to flick that out. And if you see your open lever isn't doing the job, don't be afraid to adjust your lever. A good way to do it is first start with the open lever, then you could go halfway, and halfway is not working, then you can close it all the way. And for any dark spots or any details that you need to touch, it's good to use just the corner of the blade. That way you're not taking off too much hair at once. Alright, now that we got the fade portion completed, now you could detail your fade with whatever guard you believe that will do the job. Right here, I felt like it needed a little bit more detail on the top of the blend, so I slapped on my 1.5 and followed it under with the 1 guard. And once you feel like your fade is good enough, you could line up the C-cup and you could line up the vertical bar. That way you can see what your fade fully looks like. And on this side, we're gonna speed it up because it's the same exact steps for both sides. So whatever you do to the first side, just repeat it on the same other side. I try to keep my steps really simple, guys, and the best thing to do when figuring out your barber technique is to pick a certain formula that works for you, that you could do it the quickest and the best way, and just that you're most comfortable with, because having steps that you know in your head will make the cut a lot easier when you're doing it. That way you're not going all over the place. And you have a desired look. You already know what you could envision. Sometimes I'll switch up my steps depending on the client, but it's always good to come in with a set formula. Once we got the sides completed, you could line up the front piece. That way you could fully see what your cut is going to turn out to be. And it's also good to do it before you finish your cut. That way you could detail anything before the client leaves the chair. And once you're done getting your lineup good, you could hit them with a razor. And right here I just saw some bulk, so I hit it with the texture shears. It's good to look at your client from the front view. That way you could see if anything's poking out or anything that you need to detail. It's all about the shape. And right here, this is the cut, guys. This is the final product. I appreciate everybody who took their time to watch the video. Yes, sir.